Hey, what's going on? LaPrentice here, and I know most people just want clean, healthy water that's good for you, all right? And I know it can be a challenge, especially after you watch a lot of the videos I put out. You're like, all right, LaPrentice, what water do I drink? Like, what do I start with? Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you how to find the best water for your health, okay? And unfortunately, I have some bad news. So before I actually get into what that is, that first step, I gotta let you know the truth. And the truth is, the best water is not bottled. Sorry, it's not bottled, okay? And so really quick, I wanna share with you a little snippet from the masterclass that shares a few reasons why bottled water isn't the answer. And then I'm gonna go into the first step that you need to know to get the best water for your health. Let's jump into it. All right, number one, your bottled water is filled with contaminants, okay? It doesn't matter if it's glass or bottled, okay? So some of those contaminants are entered on purpose by the bottled water industry. So those are your things like your sodium bicarbonates, your chlorides, those are your salts, right? But they are not ionic like they need to be. They're bred in the lab, so they don't break down the body well. On top of that, we have things that are not meant to be in there. Okay, so we have your xenoestrogens, these are your cancer-causing chemicals. We have your microplastics, we have lead, and sometimes even arsenic is in your water. Now, I know this may sound crazy, but guess what? It's been in the news. Check these out. So if you look to the right, you can see that a lot of these bottled waters have actually been in the news, showing numerous things happening with the waters. It's just covered up by all the other stuff that's going on in the news. And the one that probably hits home the most is that last one where it says that the FDA knew that bottled water was contaminated and yet the public didn't. There are so many bottled water companies out in the markets now that's just growing rapidly that the FDA simply can't keep up. So this is just one of the reasons why we gotta say goodbye to bottled water. The second reason is that it's destroying our planet. We have islands of plastic, okay? These are in different parts of the ocean, and what's happening is the wildlife is starting to eat the plastic, okay? So I don't even know if you know, but a lot of the bottled waters and a lot of plastics that we have, they don't really get recycled. They get put out into these landfills. They get put out onto these islands. And now the fish are eating the plastic, and then the wildlife starts eating the fish, or we eat the fish, and then we end up with a situation like this that you see here on the left, where we have children being born into the world with microplastics. Okay, so this is simply crazy, and this is a problem we're ultimately going to leave to the future generations to take care of if we don't start taking action now. By 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. So we really got to put a stop to this. The third thing is that bottled water companies are profiting $35 billion annually off of us buying this bottled water, off of us buying bottled water that isn't even filtered all the way through, and how we're just paying for plastic that's getting left out in the oceans, okay? The average family spends about $1,800 a year on bottled water, and guess what? You're gonna be doing that for life, 20, 30 years down the road. So just look at that number, it's gonna get astronomical, and guess what? There are more efficient ways of getting water without having to pay all that, and without having to pay them that much. And then last but not least, about 65%, probably more now, of bottled water is just filtered tap water. Like, why are we paying them to filter it? They aren't even filtering it well. They're leaving contaminants, whether they're on purpose or by accident, into the water. And then we drink it thinking we're getting hydrated, we're not. And then we take the bottle and it goes out and starts destroying the environment. Like, there's definitely a better way. And we shouldn't have to pay, for water that we can just filter ourselves. So ultimately, the first thing we wanna do is filter our own tap water. And in order to do that, we gotta know exactly what's in our tap water. And that is the first step to having the best water for you. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna jump on the computer and show you how you can find the best water for your health based on where you live and what's in your tap water. A quick caveat is What I'm going to share is mainly for the United States. I'm sorry, sorry Australia, sorry UK, and all those other places that are watching this video. However, if after seeing this, you're like, oh my gosh, we have a resource, we have a way of doing this, feel free to share this in the comments below. That way we can start helping the globe get better access and more knowledge to knowing what's in their water. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, let me go ahead and share with you what sources I recommend. And don't worry, even if you are overseas, I do have a resource for you. Just hang on to that real quick and I'm going to share with you, right? So first off, of course, we have our municipalities. They are supposed to provide water reports for us and let us know what's in our water. However, I don't trust it. And the reason why is because there's two reasons in my opinion. One, they don't have the technology to see the new contaminants and things that are emerging in our water today. And then two, is sometimes they just don't want to share everything. And I feel that they don't want to create a panic. They want everybody to stay nice and calm, right? You don't want to cause an uproar and upheaval, right? So not sharing everything, I can see being a decent strategy as well. But even if you get that local water report, I would still use this as a way to bump it to see how accurate they're being, okay? Another option is you can have someone come out and check your water. I definitely recommend this for well water. Once again, you just have to do due diligence and know that the person that's checking your water, they may not have the latest tools to check all the new contaminants that's in your water. So your forever chemicals, arsenic 5, different things like that, they may not have the tools to do that. What I would not also trust is the kits that you get from like a Home Depot or Lowe's. Any of those little kits where you just put drops of water and it tells you what's going on. No, I don't trust those, all right? So for those of you who are on city water, this is for you, okay? So let me go ahead and minimize myself. And it is the Environmental Working Group. They have a tap water database and they have been going through all the water municipalities and really looking to see what's in the tap water in all these places across the US. And they have been looking at tons of different things. And how this works is you just enter your zip code down below, and don't worry, I'll have a link either down below in the description or I'll have it pop up across the screen so you can jump to it. And for me, I'm gonna put 95965. And after I'm gonna hit go. All right, now that I've done this, as you see, we have our featured water utility. And if this is your water utility, you just go ahead and click View Utility, and then you can move on to the next step. If this is not your water utility, all you need to do is scroll down and you can see additional utilities in your area. And from here, you can pick the one that you need, and then you're good to go. For this example, I'm going to pick Cal Water Service, okay? Now, once I do this, we see the name of the municipality and we see the utility details, where it's located, the type of water. And then when we scroll down, we see the contaminants detected. That big circle in the number is the number of contaminants that exceed the EWG's health guidelines. You see, they create their own guidelines because ours hasn't been updated in 20 years. And so they said, you know what? We have to take things into our own hands, and so they create their own guidelines. And they also say that legal doesn't even mean safe, and it's just another reason why they created these guidelines. And below that, you'll see a total number of contaminants. You scroll down, and now we see the contaminants detected. And it's broken into two sections. You have exceed guidelines, and then you have others detected. So regardless of which one you click, we'll stay with the exceed guidelines for this. But you'll see the name of the contaminant, the potential effect it has, the multiplier on how bad that contaminant is, and then you'll be able to see this utility compared to the guidelines, compared to the legal limit. You can click details, and then when we click details, you'll get a breakdown on that specific contaminant, let you know a little bit more about it. Even you can click here to learn even more. And then you can see some of the pollution sources and then filtering options. So this is very important, specifically because you get to see what's in your water, you get to see the potential side effects, and we wonder why kids are starting off with cancer these days. We wonder why 1 in 4 people are getting cancer now. Yes, it's partially because of the foods we eat, but also it's because of the water that's entering our system. Like, look at this, okay? So, now that you know this, you can do better. And so what I have is a test. It's like a quiz, actually. And I actually use this quiz to help you find a solid filter in case you don't feel like looking around, okay? I will provide that in this video or a link in the description so you can jump to a filter that I recommend. Now, in order to do this, you need to know a few things, all right? You need to know if you have arsenic or any of these PFs, right? So any PFOSs, PFOAs, these are known as forever chemicals. Once these get into your body, they never leave, okay? They are known as forever chemicals, regardless actually of if they enter your body or not. Once they're here, they aren't going anywhere. And so they are very damaging. In fact, let me pull up the PFOA one. It's used in many consumer products, cause serious health effects including cancer, endocrine disruption, accelerated puberty, liver and immune system damage, and thyroid changes. So these are very, very bad, right? They're definitely not good for our health. So this is a fantastic report, and let me show you how that quiz looks. All right, so this is how the start of that quiz looks. And when you click Start Quiz, each of the questions comes up with a video where you can go ahead and press play. Hey, all right, so this first question is all about what's in your water. And as you can see, I'm already there on the EWG page. And so the very first question is, do you have arsenic or PFOAs or PFOSs in your tap water? If you don't, then you'll click this one. And if you have arsenic, if you do have any of those, you will click this one. It'll simply take you to the next video to where you can find out if where you see this filter sitting, if you see it sitting on your counter underneath the sink. Either way, this is a great quiz, and it shares with you the filter that I recommend you start with when it comes to having better water. So there you have it. That is the first thing. You learned quite a bit today. You learned about why we shouldn't do any of these bottled waters, which if you've been following the channel for a little while, you already kind of got the hang. You're like, man, something's up with all these waters, right? And then the second thing is we actually learned the first step to having water that is right for you, okay, and for your area. And that involves knowing what's in your water, okay? Oh, I forgot something. For those of you who are on well water, or if you're located anywhere else around the globe, let me share with you another source. Unfortunately, it's not free, it's paid, but that's another way of finding out what's in your water. All right, so this is a paid way of getting your water tested, regardless of where you are in the world, and I really like these guys. The reason why is because you send them your water, and they send you a detailed report through email that you can look at that sees and shows what's in your tap water. Okay, and so of course they have city water, they have well water, they test rain and spring waters, and they have specialized kits based on whatever you are looking for. Okay, it's pretty cool. They even send the report to your phone. That way you can see what's in your water. So you can go to well water. You can pick which kit you have based on your conditions, because some people have sulfur in their water and they need to test it for that. Some people have different things in their water. And so picking the right kit for you is essential. And so you don't want just any random kit. You want one that you know is going to test for the things you're looking for in your water. So this is a very reputable up and coming company that I really recommend based on the community that I'm with. And yeah, just want to share that. I'll have that link below as well. And there you have it. Now I'm truly done. So regardless of if you're in the city, you can definitely check out the ewg.org. If you're on well water or you're not in the United States and you don't have another source that you can check, definitely feel free to use that My Tap Score and find out what's in your water, okay? And If you want to know the one I use, check out that quiz and see if it is the filter I recommend is right for your home. If so, there are discounts in there, and I'm creating like a little series on how to get the most out of that filter, which is pretty awesome. Now, step 2, part 2 that I'm gonna share with you in case you're not interested in that is how to find the right filter. Now that we know what's in our water, how do we find the right filter? Because believe it or not, that is just as tricky as knowing what's in your water, if not worse. So thanks for watching this. Look forward to part 2. It'll be dropping soon. And when it does drop, I'll connect it to this video. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.